Hey, it's me. Some of you may know me. Some of you clicked this by accident. Anyways, welcome. So this is me. I'm SteezyXL, or Steezy for short. I make music, I sing, I produce, I write, I engineer, and I pretend I know what I'm doing most of the time. I'm also a Valorant pro. I wanted to slow things down for once and walk through how I made Why Can't I Forget You. Hopefully this gives you a better idea of how my brain works when I'm making music, or at least makes the process feel a little more human. Anyways, let's go. So we're just gonna start off with the intro. I'm gonna play the intro first and I'll explain what I did. So what did I do here? Basically, I just added a halftime on the master. Not on the master, but on my sidechain bus, which I'll explain later. But I'm going to turn the sidechain off, or not sidechain off, I'm sorry, the halftime off to show you guys how it would originally sound like. So basically what I did was I made a melody, which is right here, which I haven't muted because I exported it to or I consolidated it to a file, to a WAV file, but it would sound like this if I could play it. Which is literally just this. It's not that hard. I use Serum for it, as you can see. It's just from a preset that I have that I got for free on the internet. But it's just notes, the same fucking basically notes repeating over and over again. And I didn't really mix it much. I just added an EQ like that. I take off the bass and some of the mids, and then I added a limiter for a sidechain, which usually would be connected to my sidechain bus like everything else, but I'll show you why I didn't do that later on. But that's basically it. I have that muted because I consolidated it to an audio file like this, which I added Digitalis, which is a cool plugin. If you guys don't have it, I'll show you out right now. It's this little plugin. It's like a little fucking bit crusher, fucking fuckaroony type of plugin. I didn't save it because this shit fucks up my PC, so I exported it again with it, so I can't really show y'all that. But also oh shit, what the fuck did I do? I also EQ'd it again like this, which also cut more of the lows, and I boosted the mids and the highs a little bit. Then I have this little pad. Again, I don't have the fucking pattern for it, because again, I exported it. I think it should be on there, yeah. I just added a CLA compressor, one of the best compressors in the world. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. And then I EQ'd it like this. This is a fucking weird EQ, I know, but it worked. I just took some of the sub out, took some of the mids and boosted some of the highs, and also routed that to my sidechain bus, which I always do. I always make a sidechain bus before I even do a project, so I could route stuff into that bus. Then I added a bass, which you guys probably already know what the bass sounds like, but this little cool bass line that I did, and it's a Serum preset. It's called Synthstab. I don't know where I got it from. I think it sounds cool. Also, it's literally just a sausage fattener on the bus or on the mix, and then just also routed to the sidechain bus. Not together, it literally just sounds like this. But I thought that was lame. I was like, how am I gonna transition this to this little part here? So I just slapped a fucking halftime on it and just called it a day, really. And yeah, it just sounds... Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, it's because this is playing. Yeah, and I automated it, so it stops doing the halftime into this part. I think it's pretty cool. So like I said again, I muted this track from the start, but I have it playing here just so I could add more variation. Same thing, same melody as this thing. But I just did a different preset on this one. I think I did. Yeah, which is a synth thingy. I don't know where I got this from again. I think it's from a pack that I got. It's on 18, which again, I have the sidechain thing. It's not routed to the sidechain bus. Again, I'll show you later why. Also, it stereo enhanced it a little bit, so it's not directly mono, or it's just more on your left hand side, if that makes sense. And I also have another EQ, again, just taking off the lows, boosting the highs. This one's also just routed into track 2. I have the same thingy right here. All layers, it's just straight one melody. Then I have a little like chord, I guess you could say. Sounds like this. Cool, I guess. This is also just a Serum preset. It's called fucking Donkey. I don't know. It's cool, but that's also routed to the third track, which is just again with the compressor and then this little weird EQ. Then I have the bass line again. You've already seen it. So all together, it would sound like this. Then let's get to the drums. Where's the cool stuff happens, I guess. We got a hi-hat, which is just literally like a 2-step hi-hat. It's not complicated. I have just a regular hi-hat and then just this on every now and then. I don't know why. It just sounds cool. You could barely hear it. That's on 25, which I don't know if I did anything. Yeah, I didn't really do much. I just lowered down the volume on the mixer. And now let's get to the snare / clap, which I added a lot. This one is just a fucking, again, just from a pack. It's just a little clap. Then I layered it with this bit perk. Then I have this other clap layered on top of it. So altogether, it would just sound like. And again, this one is on 24, which nothing on it actually. Never mind. I thought I had something. I guess I boosted a little bit of the fucking highs on here. I don't know why. It's just a fucking clap. And then I added some toms to add more, I guess, groove to it, and another clap here. But I'll show you the toms. Which is on 26. Again, nothing here. And then this accent snare or perk is on 25 too. So it just every now and then. So with the toms and the perk, accent snare. That sounds like shit. What the fuck? But all the drums together, it sounds cool, I guess. I forgot to put the fucking vocals here. I don't think I should show the preset. No, I'm not going to show it. I'll just show you the effects on how I did that glitchy, I guess, voice or robotic bit crush type voice. Basically, I'll show you just the main vocal. I'm not going to go in depth with the layers because I don't want to share that. I'm just going to just show you the sauce on just one vocal. So without any effects, with just a preset, it would just sound like this.
You wanna feel alive, or I just wanna die. I keep on having these thoughts in my
Hella autotune. Sounds like shit. I wanted to go down that route. Really fucking cranked the autotune on it. So I added a destructor. What the fuck? It's just, I think it's on a preset. I don't even know. It's this. If you copy that, I don't fucking know. So it sounds a little bit like Big Crushy. Then I added an EQ, which is a radio effect, I think. Then I added a CLA compressor to, I guess, compress everything. Added a chorus. It's just on a default setting, and I just lowered down halfway on the mix. Then I added a de-esser, and I added a noise gate on here. I routed it down to on the 70 on the mix bus, which has the reverb effect, which I did here, which I automated, which sounds like in a room. And also just the sidechain bus also, so I could sidechain the kick to my vocals. A Pro Q4 to mix all my layers and everything together, and a gross beat that goes in between. I think I automated that right here, yeah, on the glitches. That little like glitch effect right there, that's from the gross beat. Now let's get back to this part, and it's basically the same fucking thing, if I'm being honest. The only thing I added was I took off this thing, which is the layer of the melody. I took that off, and I took off the bass, and I added this little melody though that I did, which is I don't know where I wrote it. It's exported out, but I don't know if I can show you. I just added a shaper box. What the fuck? Around 29th, that's when I added the bass back, and then the vocals come back. Same, I showed you the mix on that, so I don't think I'm gonna go too in depth with that. It's just me singing the word over and over again. To do that, I sung every word separately. So if I'm doing like Y, I recorded that. I recorded that. Can't recorded that, and then so on and so forth to I get the sentence I want. It takes a long ass time, but I did that for every layer. And I just used Stretch Pro, and I just boosted up 100 cents, and I pitched it up here, so it does this cool effect. Then I added this little clap right here, which I automated the EQ, so it's like low and it goes high. Pretty cool. And then I did that little whoop right there in the end. And then right here on this in between, I did this little, like, I don't know, little cool sound, and then a little kick to have a little fill, and then the beat drop. Yay, beat drop time. Again, I brought everything back except the chords, because I did something different. Everything's the same melody, everything. But instead of doing this little rhythm, I just did just every beat, I guess you want to call it. And then I did this little chord with the melody on it. Enhancer to separate it, I guess. Stereo separate it. Another EQ to boost some of the highs and took some of the lows again. Also routed to the sidechain bus. Then added a percussion to have a little groove. On 28, which I added a compressor and another compressor to add some of the gain. This fucking cool EQ. Then I added 2 character layer to make it, I guess, hit harder. Then I added the snare on every 2 and 4, I guess. Then I added a crash right there. That's literally it, nothing crazy or anything going on. Then I took off the U from what I said here. Yeah, and I sang this in between. I had some glitchiness here, which added a bunch of fucking kicks or snares, I mean, and then I don't know how to explain the glitchiness here. And then we have the, I guess, I don't even know, the release something after the drop. I'll play here. Difference thing I added was I added this little like, what the fuck, lead thing. You could barely hear it. And then here, to let you in, I just cut all that and then just had the bass. I know I can't let you in. I think that part was cool. I just found this on fucking YouTube and yeah. And I routed all this to it says a Pro 2, which sounds like it's in a room. And then let's get to the little second drop, little rap part. And I just changed up the bass. It's just this little cool bass. I had 2 basses, so one bass would sound like this. Second bass, more harder, I guess. And it's on 12, which would be right here, which added a sausage fanner. I don't know why I can't say. And EQ to boost some of the sub, some of the mids / high mid, some of the treble, and added this to automate later. Then I added the drums, which is just the kick and snare. And I layered the snare with this other little perk thing. Then I added a little perk loop right here, just an EQ like this. And then I took off the bit crash effect, which is right here. I took it off. Yeah, so if I had that on, I think it would sound really fucked up. In this part right here, I edited the format shift, so it sounds like my voice is going deeper. I could do a high pitch if I wanted to, like. And I added this little perk right here, and then a camera effect. Basically it. And then this part, again, just had the bass, and I automated that room effect, which I showed earlier that was on the bass. I have this now, so without it, it was like an actual bass, but I wanted it to be like it was in a room. Also did that with my vocals. I automated the room effect there. Then I'm gonna go to the second part. And again, it's the same thing. I just copied the chords here. I did the snare thing again with the little in the end, and then I just added the melody here again. And that's literally it. Then we have this new part. And just hard style drums. And that's it. I just layered a bunch of kicks together. I didn't really mix them. They were literally all on. Yeah, these aren't even fucking in track. The only thing I really did was I pitched this kick up, follow the bass line. So like right here is lower and this is higher. Follow the bass line. And that's basically how I made this song. So again, if you guys want me to show you guys how I made another song or break down another song, or just tell me which song you want me to break down, then I will show you guys, or I'll try my best to do that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and learned something, or thought it was cool that I'm here. Yeah. Anyway guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on next time.